The World Cup is great. I give it to you. But there's a bigger story here in South Florida. The Miami Marlins are the best team in baseball in the month of June. They have taken on all comers and been hugely successful. So kudos to the Miami Marlins. We're very excited about Colombia, Portugal, scoreless draw last night. We're very excited about Argentina and Messi returning to South Florida this coming Friday at 6 o'clock against Cabo Verde. But you cannot deny what this Marlins team is doing right now. Right back in the playoff hunt, right at the middle point of the season, and doing exactly what has been asked of them. So kudos to the Miami Marlins. They are what we are most stoked up about today. And although today might be a little slower a day for soccer, we got the Marlins back in action. They are coming up in just a little while. We're going to have pregame at 1:30. My cousin Vladimir Lewisson, myself, Dan Day, going to lead you up to that. Whew. I walked in today thinking maybe today won't be too crazy. There's only one round of 32 knockout game in the World Cup. You got the Marlins playing. That's exciting. But some other exciting stuff is happening here in South Florida. The week of thrills just continues through this Sunday fun day, and we are here with you every step of the way. Last night, Colombia, Portugal, everywhere you go, you saw the highlighter yellow. And man, Vlad, I have to tell you something about penalties. I've come to this conclusion about penalties. As someone from the United States, we define penalties differently than maybe other sports and maybe people from other countries. In this country, the United States of America, we consider a penalty something that gives you an unfair advantage. If you have an unfair advantage, you should be penalized for it. If it does not give you an unfair advantage, that is not a penalty. Unfortunately, in other countries, especially in soccer, though, in other sports, a penalty is black and white. You either break the rules or you don't break the rules. If it gives you an unfair advantage or it doesn't give you an unfair advantage. If you're over the line by a pinky toe, that's a penalty. Doesn't give you an advantage.
Or offside.
Offside, over the line, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for ruining my whole diatribe. Should have used better words. If you are offsides by pinky toe, it's black or white. Now, in the United States, that's not a penalty because we define a penalty as something that gives you an unfair advantage. Colombia did not have an unfair advantage by the guy being offsides by a pinky toe. But by the letter of the law, the goal is disallowed. The game goes to a tie. It doesn't matter because Colombia, nonetheless, wins their group, but still taking away the goal. That was a thriller. Some more thrills last night. Lionel Messi gets into a meaningless game with meaningless time and scores a goal on a free kick. And the world goes crazy. And all of a sudden, the world forgets about soccer and all they do want to do is talk about Messi and celebrate. The whole crowd was there to see Messi score. It was unbelievable how relieved the Argentinian fans looked when Messi scored.
Well, dude, what are you talking about? It's the same thing in MLS and MLS.
No, I'm agreeing.
When he,
I'm agreeing with you.
if he sits and he doesn't start a game, you're hoping at least he comes in the second half as a substitution and he does anything, whether it's a pass or he gets a goal. Then I will admit, let's be real, that Jordan goalie, that was he was a terrible goalie because that wasn't one of Messi's better free kicks, and.
He didn't even try.
He looked at it. He saw it was low. It was on the lower left. It was a lower left kick to goal kick to the lower left corner, and he just let it go through. It was pretty bad.
Colombia v Portugal. Messi scoring a goal still tantamount to the game nobody seemed to watch, which was Algeria and Austria.
No, hold on. I got to give you credit, cousin. You said it yesterday that was going to be a good game.
Yeah, I forgot that Algeria, although they fired their coach after the first game against Argentina, actually had a chance. So it kind of looked like, if you go back and watch the replay, because once again, no one was really watching that game, They kind of had a gentleman's agreement at 2-2. Oh, wait, no, was it 3-3? At 3-3, they had a gentleman's agreement. Kind of, if we both tie, we both get through to the next round. We're going to be fine. Let's just pass the ball around. Let's just it was 2-2. Let's just pass the ball around. Let's just both get into the knockout round, and then we'll be fine. Well, Algeria broke that gentleman's agreement and scored with about
F your gentleman's agreement.
And Austria looks around like, whoa, that wasn't part of the deal, Blackheart. So what does Austria do? With about 10 seconds left in the game, header, go. And everybody is just shocked. What a shocker. It was an amazing game from what I understand. Once again, have no idea what actually happened in the game because I wasn't watching. No one would turn the game over. I was like, can we not watch a meaningless Argentina game and watch this game? No, we got to watch Argentina. Now, granted, I was watching with a lot of people that are Argentinian, so that kind of messed things up. But nonetheless, what a game. Screw that gentleman's agreement. Dude, Vlad, they literally passed the ball around for about 25 minutes doing nothing. And then Algeria said, screw this. So Austria said, screw this. So Austria finishes second in their group and move on.
Yeah, all the three
Algeria moves on.
3 teams from that group moved on.
It seems like everybody moved on in this World Cup except Uruguay.
And Haiti.
And Haiti, I'm sorry. But at least Haiti had a good showing.
Yeah, but Haiti did have a good showing. Better showing than Uruguay. Even though
Uruguay literally led like about 10 minutes in their whole entire 3 games.
Even though Haiti lost every game that they played.
They did.
They had a better show.
Still feel your heart feels a little better for Haiti than Uruguay.
Hell yeah. Do you hear what happened in Uruguay?
No, I did not hear.
Dude, our boy Trevor sent me a post. Now, I don't know if it's real or fake, but it sounds real. That the Uruguay Soccer Federation decided, F your charter flight. You guys need to find a commercial flight back home.
That's dirty.
And they did not fly as a group. So they had each had to get a commercial flight.
That's dirty, though.
I mean, I think it's dirty. I don't think it's true, but it could be true. But if they do it, you could tell.
You're fired. You're fired. You're
how
fired.
upset they were.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. I'd be ducking. Woo! Man, the Marlins. How about them fish? Let's get to those headlines. The Marlins did beat the Cardinals 5-1 yesterday. I think they had 13 hits yesterday, the Marlins. They are playing some great baseball. Brian Gusto was pitching. Anthony Bender. Whoo! The Fish are Major League best, 18-5 in the month of June. They look for the sweep today at 2:15 in the gateway to the West, St. Louis. Going out to the Hill afterwards. Get some Italian food if you get this sweep, guys. Let's do it. Messi scored again as Argentina rolled Jordan 3-1. Algeria, Austria played to a thrilling 3-3 tie. Colombia, Portugal played to a scoreless draw. England, we forgot about Panama. Ofer. They lost 2-0 yesterday. That means Panama comes to the World Cup and scores 0 goals in 3 games.
80 didn't do that.
Nope.
And they lost every game. Did Panama lose every game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No. You can't lose every game and get shut out.
Oh, yeah.
And then go goalless.
Oh, yeah.
Panama's worse than Uruguay.
Yeah, Panama's the worst. I'm sorry. And like I said, I don't have a lot of love for Panama. I have a lot of love for them, their people, and everything. But as far as a soccer federation, they've been a pain in the side to the United States and CONCACAF. So, you know what?
Yeah, you've been having you've hate them more than the Mexico. Like you've been having.
No, I don't hate anybody more than Mexico.
Nah, you've taken every chance you can to take a shot at Paraguay.
I had to be really quiet yesterday. A good friend of mine, Leo, came by, and he's from California, but his family is original Mexico, California. Like his family was there when it was
from Mexico,
Mexico when his family lived there. Then, of course, he said the United States took it and made it into California. And I had to kind of hold my tongue, saying mean things about the Mexico Soccer Federation. Once again, the country of Mexico, the people of Mexico, I think they should get a professional NFL team. I'm all for it. But as far as their soccer federation, Estudio Azteca, no. Croatia defeated Ghana 2-1. High-scoring game for a Ghana game. Democratic Republic of Congo, you want to talk about a great story, Vlad? Defeated Uzbekistan 3-1. Democratic Republic of Congo, second to last team to get into the World Cup. Barely made the World Cup. Not expected to do anything. They advance and will play in the knockout round. Do you believe in miracles? Well, let's wait to see the USA. Today, though, you get one match. Knockout round game. Beggars can't be choosers. Canada versus South Africa at 3:00. Canada's upset because they didn't take care of business on their home soil. And they have to play the game in Los Angeles. Well, FIFA threw you a bone by giving you South Africa, who kind of just snuck by. But nonetheless, Canada, South Africa. And Vlad, you know I'll be watching because nothing else is on. I don't know why I'm so mad at Canada today. And I love South Africa. I tried to go there like 3 times. COVID got me. Oh, well. Dolphins rookie camp opens July 21st. Veterans report on the 28th. Canes star infielder Rookie Shepard, his name is Rookie Shepard, has withdrawn his name for the Major League Baseball draft. He's considered the 90th best prospect in the draft. He's going to return to Coral Gables. So a little Canes baseball update. You want some Canes football updates? Canes receiver Malachi Toney released a video of his routine of waking up and catching over 200 balls from the jug machine at 6 a.m. every day. Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Dude, everybody's all sleepy-eyed. They got this one guy just feeding balls into the machine, and Malachi Toney's like, boom, boom, catching balls. It's left or right. And he's like, he doesn't drop any of them, man. Crazy. The dedication that Malachi Toney and a lot of these Hurricanes guys have, because I know Joe Rose and Danny Rabinowitz and the Joe Rose Show went out one time for a couple of practices, and at 6 o'clock when they started, there was already half the team out of the practice facility, getting work in. I was like, God, these guys are maniacs. I love it. I love it. Not for me. Although I'll be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, but not for me. I'm not going to be running routes and doing all types of craziness. The Heat continue to work at filling out their roster, and some rumors link them to Memphis's John Morant and even New Orleans's DeJounte Murray. There's also another rumor going around, which we'll discuss in the next segment, but that's there, not here.
Okay.
Former Inter Miami player Benjamin Kromansky is now a permanent member of Serie A's Parma. So they put him on loan over there in Italy to Parma. Now they like him so much, they bought him from Inter Miami, which means Inter Miami has more money to go out there and get some more guys to put around their already beautifully loaded roster. Can't wait to see Casemiro possibly on July 22nd. We'll see. Panthers had 6 picks in the NHL draft yesterday. I know you're interested. They took 2 forwards in the second round, including Samus Ignatowicz and Ryder Cali. They stuck to the tradition of letting Roberto Luongo draft a goalie in the 7th round. He took 6'8" Louis-Antoine Denault out of Quebec City.
Great job.
You got to know that, man. So apparently there's a tradition, 7th round, Roberto Luongo, you get to pick your goalie. You got a 6'8" guy, French-Canadian. Pretty nice. Did you know Wimbledon begins tomorrow?
Yes, Serena's playing.
Tuesday, Serena will take center court against Maya Joint.
At what time? Does anybody know?
Well, it said 1:30 their time. No. That's when Iga Swiatek plays. I didn't see the exact time. They gave me everything in British time, and I didn't feel like doing the translation.
Okay.
I'll watch the highlights. Speaking of highlights, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Merlin, the Mexican street duck. Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so there's a street duck. Literally, it's a duck that lives on the streets in Mexico City. That's now become like the unofficial symbol of the World Cup in Mexico City. They dress it up in all Mexico garb and gear and stuff like that. Well, Merlin was not allowed in the Mexico-Czechia match Wednesday.
Why is that?
The rules are rules. FIFA has rules, man. Didn't have a ticket. What are you going to do? That's not, man, let the duck in. Come on. Let the duck in. Somebody should have bought the duck a ticket. I'm sure maybe. Oh my goodness. What's going to happen with the Miami Heat? They continue to try to fill out the roster around Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo. Names are being thrown around and smoke continues to rise from a place out west. We'll discuss that next here on 104.3 FM WQAM. talked about it yesterday. LeBron James and Bronny James. Mario Chalmers thinks it would be perfect for them to be Miami Heat members next year. We do know that the Miami Heat needs to fill out the roster. Right now, it's a little bare. They need shooters. They need guard play. They need a lot of things, but they at least have their center and their power forward, and at least for right now, a couple other people locked in. We don't know where the shooting guard will be. Norman Powell, big question mark. He's an unrestricted free agent. He is in a big-time contract year, but some people think the answer to everything is just get another star like LeBron James. And we talked about this. LeBron James has made mention of not taking a discount, even though he's 42 years old. He wants to get paid because he believes his services are worth that much. Beat writer, NBA reporter, Jovan Bua recently spoke to Colin Cowherd saying that, yes, it is a likelihood that LeBron James will return to LA, but it is not 100% certain.
Lakers decide, hey, we're going to go pursue these restricted free agents, or we're going to make a trade for somebody, and now we only have X amount of money left over for you. I could see that being offensive to LeBron and him just being like, all right, well, if you're going to pay me $15 million or whatever, I'm just going to go get that from Miami or Golden State or San Antonio or somewhere like that. So I think it depends how LA approaches the negotiations, how they approach the pitch to him of, we think you fit in, but we think you fit in at this number, and we know you're worth more than this, but to build a roster to compete for a championship, we need you to take less. However those talks go in the coming days will ultimately determine, in my opinion, how available he actually is. Because objectively, like, I think staying in LA, not having to relocate and getting more money makes a ton more sense than going anywhere else. But if the negotiations sour and they just decide that it's not the right fit, then obviously I think Miami would be one of the top suitors.
Yeah, I mean, cities matter. He didn't like Memphis, Milwaukee. He doesn't want to go Detroit. He's bailed on Cleveland twice. He chose the Lakers. He didn't choose it because it was a bad roster with no momentum. He chose it because it was he doubled his net worth. It was great for brands. All the billionaires met him. He's always been a guy that cities matter. Miami's on fire with all the tech. He's been there. He has relationships. I think it's something to consider.
So it's one of those things. The ball is kind of split. Half of it is in the Lakers' court. The other half is in LeBron's court. And if both sides do what they figure are supposed to do, then it'll be LeBron back to the Lakers. But according to Sports Illustrated, Austin Dobbins, there is a realistic possibility of a return to South Beach via a sign and trade. In the proposed deal, the Heat would send out Andrew Wiggins and Nikola Jovic, and in return, they would get LeBron and Bronny James. He says LeBron James come to Miami. LeBron and Giannis are both fully capable of playing on or off the ball. LeBron wouldn't have as much pressure on him with the defensive prowess of Bam and Giannis. The idea isn't a crazy fairy tale anymore. This is a full possibility in a place that he has been before, in a place with a basketball fit, and a place that would be willing to bring along Bronny. So there seems to be a little more momentum, Vlad, in this whole situation. I don't know how you feel about the whole situation, though, Vlad.
So then, if that's the case, why wouldn't Cleveland join the fray and trade Jared Allen for LeBron, which makes perfect sense for both teams?
There is talk about that. There's talk about I'm going to go say. You also heard.
It's just, and then like you said, the money situation. I just don't see it. I just don't see the fit, and I just don't see the work. I don't see the fit, and I don't see it working out financially. I also don't see a 42-year-old man wanting to get up from where he is. He's established residence for the last 9 years just to do a one and done or retirement tour. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
I just don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see LeBron just coming back to the East again. If not, it's a place that he's familiar with Miami, but
of course,
either Akron or Cleveland, or just staying in the West and going to, NorCal and going to Golden State.
So there is, some merit to what you're saying, that they're talking about the money's all equal. He might want to leave LA and go elsewhere. We're like, well, if the money's all equal, why not stay somewhere where his business is thriving and where he's familiar and where he doesn't have to uproot and start all over again?
And his son, who plays college basketball at the University of Arizona, is just a quick flight away. It's a quick trip away. Where rather in Miami, unless Bryce is transferring to Miami and playing under Jay Wright.
Ooh.
Now, Jay Lucas, I'm sorry. Now, if you start hearing that,
Where there's smoke, there's fire there.
Now, if Bryce decides he wants to transfer and play for the Miami Hurricanes and play under Jay Lucas, then I'm saying, okay, things are formulating where LeBron returned for LeBron. But I don't see LeBron returning back to.
But that is a good point. The argument was if the money's all equal, LeBron might be disrespected and want to leave. I think that favors him going back to LA because, like you said, he's more established there and he's doubled his business there and he has a footprint there. And I don't know what Colin Cowherd talking about the tech in Miami.
Colin just be saying stuff because sometimes we like tech Miami. No,
what?
Listen, yeah,
no, we live here.
It's because whatever. Colin's gonna say what do I always say about the conversation or the topic? If the topic's LeBron, it's gonna sell. So of course there's nostalgia, there's history of, oh my God, LeBron. We've heard over the last year, maybe 2 years, of why the LeBron Miami years and why did LeBron leave, the cookies and everything. So people are just gonna be jumping at any possible news item to talk about. I don't believe LeBron is coming to Miami. I don't see that. I don't see him being a fit, to be honest with you, a fit with the Giannis and Bam power duo that Miami has right now. I think more so Miami needs shooters. They need shooters. That's the thing that you need shooters. With the acquisition of Giannis, trading for Giannis, you no longer hear about Miami's bad defensively anymore.
No, they're one of the better defenses.
They were one of the better on paper, but numeric, but what things say on paper is not what you see on the screen, and you don't have guys anymore. There's no more, oh, this is a cone, this is a cone. You go from having cones with Norm Powell and Tyler Hero to not having cones anymore. Defense, the lineup that you have, on paper, contractually, it's a good defensive lineup.
Man,
you have Davion, you have Wiggy.
Imagine how big
Giannis, Bam.
How big you get, though. Now, of course, in this proposed sign and trade, you lose Andrew Wiggins and Nikola Jovic. But you could have, theoretically, a starting line of Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Once again, please don't take this too much out of context. LeBron James, Davion Mitchell, maybe throw in Pelle Larson. That is or Bobby Portis. That is a big starting lineup. That's a long, big, tall.
No shooting in that lineup.
Bobby Portis is good.
There is no shooting in that lineup. Bobby Portis is good, but I don't want Bobby Portis to be shooting 11, 12, 13 3-pointers.
So that's where you have to try to re-sign Norman Powell or get one of these guys.
They will play 2-3. The fact that the NBA allows zones, they will play 2-3 zone on you guys all game, and I like to see how you beat that.
I'll let Spo figure all that out.
Yeah, all right.
But you do have a good defensive and a long, tall lineup.
Defensively, great.
Let's take it back to the 90s, baby. Let's win games 89, 86.
Great. If they get in transition, they can run. That's not a team you want to go against.
89, 86, man.
But no. 89, 86 is not what they want to see in basketball. They want to see that in the first half, not a full game.
Right. All right, so let's always go to the level-headed Sun Sentinel Heat beat reporter Ira Winderman. Ask Ira. Here's the question. Since Miami Heat are once again in win now mode, I think they always have been in win now mode, nonetheless, because of Giannis Antetokounmpo's trade, why not forget the tax apron penalties, and that's a bad idea, and go for broke, no pun intended? Why not lure LeBron James back to Miami to close out his Hall of Fame career? This is guy Rodney. So here we go. Level-headed Ira Winderman. Here's his answer. Had been downplaying this since it's initially seemed improbable that the Lakers would allow LeBron James to walk, or that if he did walk, LeBron would make it full circle to Cleveland. But now there does appear to be a basic and workable mechanism available for a Miami return, a sign and trade involving Andrew Wiggins. If Andrew opts into his $30.2, I'm sorry, I don't want to short him $30 million, $3.2 million option, he could be sent out with LeBron James replacing him at or close to that figure.
So, and this is what, you read what you just said, right? You heard what you said, right?
LeBron would be making close to Andrew Wiggins?
You need Andrew Wiggins to opt in for him to be traded.
Right.
Why would he?
Because he wants to be in LA with the Lakers? Now, hold up. If Andrew opts out, here you go. Both sides, yin and yang. He potentially still could be enticed into a double sign and trade going to the Lakers with LeBron landing in Miami.
So he would have to be, the Lakers would have to say, we want to sign you and give you more money.
There you go.
So, yeah.
In Wiggins, the Lakers would get a player almost a decade younger than LeBron at only 60% of the cost of what LeBron earned last year with the Lakers.
I don't know about that.
Now, would the Lakers want Wiggins is the question.
I think that's been a rumor about Wiggins to the Lakers for almost a year and a half now, almost 2 years. But the thing about Wiggy's we've said this a lot. He's got a young family, and I don't know if this guy at this stage of also in his career, he wants to be moving so much. He's been traded. He's always going to be. The sad part about it,
traded.
He's a good player that for any trade that needs to happen for a team that's competing, he's always going to be included. If they think they need to take another step, he's going to be the piece to be moved.
Of course, Ira continues. That could be what such a potential transaction could come down to. But there would be an ample logic in Wiggins for LeBron, and there is nothing regarding the luxury tax aprons that would get in the way. But also, oh, the irony, with the Cavaliers trading Wiggins draft rights upon LeBron's Cleveland return in order to add Kevin Love. So once again, it would be a LeBron-Wiggins trade. So Ira Winterman saying it's not an impossibility, but a lot of stuff has to happen, especially the key to it all, Andrew Wiggins. Of course, the Lakers and LeBron.
No. The key to it all is LeBron wants to go.
That's what I'm saying. LeBron, Lakers.
No, that's the whole key. That's the number one key.
LeBron is going to go wherever LeBron wants to go.
Because he's a free agent. So it doesn't necessarily, he's a free agent. Doesn't necessarily have to, once he's a free agent, once June 30th hits, if he's not re-signed by the Lakers, he's a free agent. He can do whatever he wants. So the fact that it matters, when he's a free agent, you better have that moolah.
That's why guys like Michael Jordan, LeBron James signed one-year contracts.
And have no trade clause. So that's all of this that they're hoping is to be done before free agency hits so that he can sign and then get moved. But if free agency hits, yeah, you could do the trade, but he doesn't necessarily have to do it anymore. He'd just be a free agent. So that means everybody can go after him.
So you and I are on different sides of the aisle on LeBron coming to Miami. I believe he makes his team better. You believe he doesn't fill a hole that is necessary to be balanced and successful in this league.
I think you have to be balanced in this league. I think if you've seen the champions, I know there's been like 8 different champions, but those 8 different champions have had some sort of balance where they can play big, they can play big, small, half court, or run up. Go up and down. You have to be balanced, and because of that balance, that's how teams lose. Because of those aprons and these caps, you're not able to keep those key ancillary pieces of a championship roster. So a guy like Wiggins, if he opts in to stay, I would keep him. If I was Miami, because I think he's that piece that can help you win and compete and get further in the playoffs. Not to say there's anything with Brown. Brown can do that, but you got Giannis already. Like, you got a guy that's gonna require the ball go downhill.
But we know LeBron, he leads the league almost in assists every year. He's
but he also said he wants to be. You also said he wants to be the number one option.
LeBron?
Yeah.
He was turned out the number one option with Luka on the team.
He said he still wants. He's been mentioning he still wants to be a number one option, or he's not going to be a third option. So he could be a second option. Here's the thing with Giannis. Giannis could be what he wanted Anthony Davis to always be.
Yes.
When he was in the Lakers.
Yes.
But you also know what they put around those guys? Shooters.
They sure weren't very
They had
successful.
KCP.
They did win a championship.
They did win the title, and they went to the playoff. They just couldn't beat the monster that was Denver at the time. They
can get KCP back, though. Isn't he a free agent?
No.
Oh, I thought they had him. No. Memphis signed. These re-signed.
Yeah, he re-signed with Memphis.
Sign him. Get him back.
Yeah.
So wait, this doesn't interest you. Now, let's just say
they had shooters. They had Danny Green. They had KCP. That's when Caruso made his name. You had a smart guy like Rondo. That's the thing. You don't have those type of players because Davion Mitchell is your point guard. As good as Davion Mitchell is defensively, you don't want him running the show. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you need those other pieces.
But that's what I'm asking you. You send out Andrew Wiggins, Nikola Jovic, you get LeBron, you get Bronny. You find a way to re-sign Norman Powell. Does that interest you in a Heat team that could be a little more balanced and makes more noise in the Eastern Conference?
If those things can happen, then I would say, yeah, get LeBron. But you're asking a lot of guys.
I know.
Like, the things you're like, this is what's so funny.
Hey guys, you take all the league minimum, we'll be good. Yeah, I get it.
You're acting like Norm Powell did not forget the second part of the season that happened to him and how he was treated.
Tyler Hero's gone though.
So
Oh, no, I'm just telling you that that's your.
I just had
that's
that
your
for
pitch to him.
that pitch is not for a guy who this was his 1 year and he was gonna be a free agent, and you made it seem like, oh, you're gonna be a big part, and he was. And then what happened? Once the All-Star break, after the All-Star game, a couple things. I don't know if it was him, because I thought it was weird for you to be out, then you play the All-Star game, and then you're out again after the All-Star game. And then I know that once he came back from his injury, he didn't like the fact that his rotation was different. He was coming off the bench. Cool. But I want to get paid. I haven't been paid at all. I'm finally getting recognition in this league. I'm 32, 33 years old. This might be my last chance of a big payday. I'm not taking no hometown discount, especially for a team that's not really my hometown.
I will tell you this. If they find a way to get Bam, Giannis, LeBron, first of all, 3 people that you don't have to give last names, and then you can find a way to sign Norman Powell, and you can guarantee he's going to be your shooting guard that starts.
Guys like Luke Kennard is the team guys I'm looking at if I'm the Heat. If I could get a Luke Kennard on this team, that would be brilliant. Those are the guys that can really help you.
You do have to admit there's at least a little bit of steam.
Get a Luke Kennard, get a Tim Hardaway Jr.
I'm down for that.
Get another big.
I'm
if you
just
can.
surprised at the amount of momentum, at least steam and talk that there has been about LeBron.
It's LeBron, Dan.
I know, but what I'm saying is I thought people would be shut up by now.
No.
People are still talking.
Dan, how many times?
I'm just pointing it out. I'm not saying I'm believing. I'm not doing any of that.
Dan, it's not about believing. Relax. It's LeBron. That name is always going to generate talk. So the fact of the matter is, LeBron's a free agent. Where's he going to go? Oh, Miami? Oh, didn't he play for Miami? Oh my God, Miami just got Giannis. Oh, Riley. This is all it is. It generates buzz going into the offseason, going into free agency. Guess what's going to happen? Once he signs with whoever he signs with later on this week, the talk dies down. And all of this could be nothing, all for naught.
I understand. I'm coming from a Heat perspective.
No, from a Heat perspective, you're good. You should be excited right now. Like you're gaining momentum. You've been in a doldrum. You've been just regular degular for years. Now you got Giannis, and you got all these exemptions. You're starting to get momentum. So of course you would want to. Oh, I could get Giannis. I could get LeBron. That's great. But I think this is just me. I think you should be looking at other players to complete your team, and then once your team is completed, then you could really break down to see what kind of team you can have in the 26-27 season, and then see how far they can go. Predict how far they can go in the playoffs.
So I'll be honest with you. The reason I'm reporting on this is because I didn't think the Heat had a good enough offer to get Giannis. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think it was enough, but it was. So I don't want to be caught proverbially off guard. I'm going to use that term. If there ends up being some way that they land LeBron, because I didn't think the deal for Giannis was good enough. Giannis happened. Who knows? It's a crazy world we live in. Will it happen?
Listen,
I don't think it will. But I want to cover bases and say there is talk about this whole situation.
That's because, listen, like I said, for the last 3 years, you've heard talk about Dame. It didn't happen. You've been hearing talk about Giannis. It didn't happen. So there was what? What was the criticism? Riles lost his fastball. He's lost his touch. He's out of touch with the game.
Maybe he's back.
And then all of a sudden he gets Giannis back. Because you've been hearing it, and it finally happened. Now you feel like, oh, we're back. We're relevant again. So with the relevancy, it's like, okay, cool. You just got Giannis. And then now the momentum, can we get LeBron? If you get LeBron, it's definitely going to be like, oh, my God, they got these big 2 orcas, the big whales, as Tobin likes to say. So you feel like you're back. But you got the big orca. I just think you need to put the little fishes around this orca to make, to make it a powerful pool of whales,
well, you don't
of
think
fishes.
You don't think a big pack of orcas doesn't attract a couple of little fish?
Not if the little fish want to get paid.
Exactly.
But that's the thing that people want to seem to forget.
What if the little fish want to win?
If that was the case, these little fishes would have been coming to Miami a long time ago. They haven't.
Did Miami the past 2 years look like a team that was contending for a championship?
No, they had fishes. They know. They had fishes.
No.
They had orcas. They had an orca.
It becomes multiple times more attractive with Giannis, Bam, and LeBron.
It becomes attractive now because of Giannis. If it was attractive, listen.
People don't want to play with LeBron.
Oh my God, listen. It becomes attractive because you have Giannis. Okay? That's it. Because it wasn't attractive when you only had Bam. Right? And LeBron's also dealt with this situation in LA. Many guys that he wanted, he wasn't able to get. There's certain plays that would have helped his team that he wasn't going to get, that they couldn't get. It's all about Riles right now. Can Riles put the team together around him? You're asking, what are you going to ask LeBron to take a $15 million contract? No. If he's not going to take it in LA, why would he take it in Miami?
History.
Man, stop.
So it's kind of been a dirty history nonetheless. No, I'm just bringing up the point that there is talk about this and there is growing talk about it. Maybe not growing momentum, but I'm trying to show you the pathway that
it can. Listen, anything can happen. We've seen this right now in sports. Any deal can be made.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought Luka would have gotten traded?
Right.
So any deal can be made. So when you're right to stand and be like, look, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
It's not. But you got to think about it. You're thinking about it from the player's perspective and the player's angle. That's great. But if it doesn't happen, then what? I didn't want him anyway.
No, I didn't say that.
No. That's going to be the school of thought.
Oh, yeah, of course, man.
I didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, of course. That's how it always is.
I didn't want him anyway. That's all it is.
Like when
right
USA lost the other night to Turkey, I was like, it's good for the team.
Right.
I was upset at the time. And, it's good for the team. You lose one.
You got to justify. You got to justify.
We learned how to play from behind. We got a lot going on. But if you win.
No, you just got to justify the loss and everything like that.
Well, let's just see where this plays out. It should be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting, though.
Always interesting. And LeBron knows how to make it exciting. I think that's what he wants. I think that's what the league wants. I think that's what everybody wants.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Right now, the NBA, they still living. They're still living after the finals, after the postseason. It's still being talked about. Usually, you know what's great about this right now? Before we go to break, usually at this time, we're all waiting for the football season to begin. And you know what? Nobody's talking football right now. You're talking World Cup, talking baseball, because Marlins are playing well, and you're still talking NBA and NHL free agency because of the moves Panthers and the Marlins have made.
And with that being said, in the next segment, we will talk about the Miami Dolphins. I'm not even joking. I have this written down. We have to talk about what's going on with that wide receivers room. We get you ready for the Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals, the hottest team in baseball, the Marlins, by the way. That's coming up later on. We're going to take you to 1:30 with my cousin Vladimir Louison. I am Dan Day. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM. So we've talked ad nauseum about how Pat Riley continues to make moves. Maybe LeBron, maybe Bronny, maybe Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe Chris Middleton. Most likely Giannis coming up on the 6th of July, officially going to be a member of the Miami Heat. Not the only team wheeling and dealing here in South Florida. We know Brady Tkachuk. He is going to be a Florida Panther next season. We know Casemiro coming over from Man United, going to be playing for Inter Miami as soon as they return from their quote-unquote international break or World Cup break, and probably more to come because Inter Miami is in a very good financial place to add more players because Casemiro is coming over on the cheap. But the Dolphins, they still have some moves they need to make, and one of the glaring problems the Dolphins has is the wide receivers room. As it stands now, it's projected that Malik Washington will be wide receiver number 1 for Malik Willis. And Vlad, I'll tell you this, Malik Washington, if you told me he'd be a wide receiver 1 in this league, I'd tell you, wow, that's crazy.
This is bothering you, bro.
He's 5'8".
You've been talking about this all weekend. Like, this is bothering you, the fact that their wide receiver room is not what you...
5'8", Vlad.
You're not very content with this wide receiver room.
What do we talk about measurables? 5'8", first of all. He's 5'8".
You're a lily. Listen, but hold on. Did Jalen Brunson show you something after leading the Knicks to an NBA Finals that we shouldn't be looking at measurables and look at the heart of a player?
But we've talked about in football, measurables oftentimes catch up to you in the long run.
Oh, it's going to catch up to you in the long run. You can only be 5'8" for so long before somebody 6'2", 6'3" takes you out. You
Especially
know what I mean?
not in the NBA. First of all, Jalen Brunson plays a position where you can be 6'1". Wide receiver, it's tough to be 5'8" in the NFL.
Well, you're an island. You're on an island when you're a wide receiver. You basically.
And in football, more than anything, measurables catch up to you.
And it matters. It does matter.
It does. So I'm not trying to throw any shade at Malik Washington. I think he's a great special teams player. I think he's a good receiver down the line. But if he is your number 1 go-to guy this year, that is probably going to be an issue for the team. So what do the Dolphins need to do is go out there and maybe find a wide receiver. We talked about Stephon Diggs. We both think he's not a good fit for this organization. I think he's a good player. I know he's got the...
He still has value.
He did great with the New England Patriots. Heck, he went to the Super Bowl last year.
If you can go to if you can go to a locker room with a strong locker room with a respected leader or respected head coach, I think he's going to do things. But the fact of the matter is, you're always one text away or one notification away from what did he do this time? Like that's like you don't want to live like that. You don't want to be you don't want to go into a season with that.
And the
with
Dolphins,
that in your head.
This new regime has been very clear without saying it.
Man, they don't want no controversy.
They want you to be as vanilla as possible off the field.
As they are.
Yeah, they don't want anything. They want guys that are in the facility like
they don't want. I'm not saying they want squeaky clean.
They don't like you dirty though.
But they don't want no one filthy, dirty,
let's just put it this way: you and I would not be welcome on the Dolphins team if we were football.
We would have talks.
We would have to change a lot of.
We would have talks. Like they would have to have talks with us. Like you're talented, we love you, but
you have to choose between us and and fun.
And then we'd like to be traded to Vegas.
I mean, you make a joke, but honestly, if I were a in-demand football player and they asked me where would you like to be traded because you're not going to be on this team anymore, Vegas would be my choice. I'm a Raider. I'm
already a Raider, and
you don't want to be a Saint. Nah, man, I was made to be a Raider. I'm sorry.
It might be in my last name, but I'm not that. I'm not a Saint.
I'm sorry. Like, I mean, there's a lot of places I could wind up, but there's one team that fits me in my lifestyle, and that's the Raiders.
So,
but nonetheless, we go to Eric Frostbutter.
What?
Eric Frostbutter.
Ew.
Finsider.com. Fin Fanatic.
You gotta
gives us a couple
name,
of. That's his real last name, man. Frostbutter.
Frostbutter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he gives us a couple options that the Miami Dolphins could possibly reach for in this free agency market or in the market to begin with. So the first name that comes up, just saying it, I used to love this guy. I used to think he would be the greatest Dolphin we could ever get to be a receiver. But now,
Keenan Allen?
No, it gets worse. Close to Keenan Allen. Same state. Just go north.
Oh, not Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk.
Nah, you can't. No. Listen. We've dealt with some prima donna wide receivers for not life.
Didn't he just challenge the 49ers to cut him?
We've dealt with
publicly.
Whatever team you root for, you've all dealt with prima donnas, especially in the wide receiver position. Okay? Miami, the Dolphins just finished having one of the greatest prima donna wide receivers of all time.
I
right?
still love him, but go ahead.
Still love him, but he's got a broken leg, right?
Oh, yeah.
But in the last 5 years, no wide receiver has put the prima and donna.
Brandon Ayuk.
Nobody has put the prima and prima donna than Brandon Ayuk. This man is going by facilities, challenging teams, questioning teams' manhood.
This is all playing out in the public eye of social
Right,
media,
questioning
too.
teams like
Ethics,
San Francisco, moralities.
San Francisco just shelved him. And was like,
and then you're wondering why. And then you wonder, can you really have this man in your locker room when you're trying to win?
That wouldn't be a poison.
I'm sorry. As a teammate, as a player, before not even execs, right? Coaching. As a player, if I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, this guy just effed up a 4-year, $120 million contract. Can I really trust this guy to be my teammate? When we're at war, can I really trust this guy to have my back?
If anything goes wrong, do you think he's not going to turn south on you?
If he messed up a 4-year, $120 million contract, he gonna mess up a blocking assignment. He gonna mess up a route.
He hasn't played in a while either.
He gonna mess up something. Can't trust. Can't win with him. Like
Okay.
Mike Singletary said, can't win with him.
Ayuk is currently in a long-standing rift with the 49ers, to say the least. Dates back before he signed that 4-year, $120 million extension. Woo, man. Shortly thereafter, he suffered a torn ACL and MCL. Also, get a bunch of injured guys, too. That would help.
And then he can't even go to the team to rehab. The team is, hey, you need to rehab your injury.
By the way,
come rehab with us. No, I'm going to go rehab in Florida.
I'm not a 49ers fan at all, but one of the more upstanding organizations in the NFL. F you. It's basically what not basically what he said. It's what he said.
I'm not going to tell Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, F you. Those are guys, they know what they're doing. They're good at their jobs.
Okay, we'll just pass that one by. Enough. I don't need to get into the minutiae of why you don't want Brandon Ayuk on any team,
don't want him.
Much less the Dolphins.
Can't win with him.
What about Joshua Palmer, Buffalo Bills wide receiver?
He's been moved around from the Chargers to the Bills. He's not a number one. He looks the part, but he doesn't play the part.
He signed.
Yeah.
He signed a 3-year, $29 million contract last season.
And they let him go already?
No, it would have to be a trade.
Why would Buffalo want to help you guys out?
Because they don't like Joshua Palmer and we need a receiver?
But I still wouldn't want to help Listen, I don't trust any team in my division that's willing to trade with me. I don't trust that player.
So they even say if he were to land with the Dolphins, he wouldn't necessarily be wide receiver 1 from day one. Then what are we doing here is the other question. He'd have to earn it.
Earn it?
Well, guys like Tolbert,
Joshua Palmer going to look at you, earn it. What do you guys have right now for you to earn it?
Tolbert? Atwell? Come on.
I'm way better than Tolbert, Atwell, and Malik Washington.
Well, he'll earn it. But I don't know what the price tag of, oh man. What do we say, 3 years, $29 million? Let's see. Now,
he's almost making as much as your quarterback.
I know.
No, your quarterback's making at least 22.
No, he's making like 22
million a year.
So the one that he really likes in this article is Kayshon Boutte. Now, once again, why would they help us out like that? The Patriots.
I don't understand why. I don't understand that unless when the Eagles traded Donovan McNabb to the Commanders, when they had a name previous before the Commanders, I always wondered why Andy Reid would trade Donovan McNabb to a division rival.
Yeah,
why to find out because he was washed.
Why would the Patriots be like, you know what? You need a wide receiver 1. We've got one.
And then remember, the Patriots weren't that big with wide receivers last season anyway. They had to make a deal to get a wide receiver number 1. So I don't think they really could afford to be losing wide receivers as well.
Right. Boutte's a fascinating prospect in that he was supposed to be the next great LSU wide receiver, and he was. However, an ankle injury that cut his 2021 season short, limited his production in 2022, saw his draft stock plummet to the 6th round. Similar to Ayuk, medical and character concerns. But after 3 years with the Patriots, those seem to be by the wayside. Boutte is developed into a legitimate vertical threat, but because New England has since traded for A.J. Brown and signed Romeo Doubs in free agency, the Patriots
he's available.
Have received calls on Boutte and likely will continue to do so. Projected value for Boutte, 2027 5th round selection. That's not a high asking price, Vlad.
It's funny every time you keep on saying
his name's Boutte.
Yeah, asking price for Boutte.
The booty price is you got to pay for booty sometimes, man.
You got to pay for booty.
It's true. I mean, I'm not speaking out of turn here. So he is interesting. The whole reason this isn't going to work is because, like you said, Vlad, the New England Patriots aren't going to be like, you know what? Sure. We got to play you twice a year. Let's give one away a guy who knows our insides and knows everything about us and gives it. So right now we're back to square one, Vlad. We have no true wide receiver one on the Miami Dolphins yet.
Tough.
Kayshon Boutte, we'll take you for our 5th round pick. Going to close things out. Get you ready for the hottest team in baseball. Can't believe I'm saying it. It's the Marlins. They go for the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll be back after this on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Make
The Marlins are the best team in baseball in the month of June. Seriously, the record doesn't lie. I'll tell you, when Peter Bendix first got hired and started making all those moves, Vlad, I said, oh my goodness, what is going on here? But then we both sat back and we said, you know what? You got to let them cook. You can go back, watch our YouTube channel, Sports Day on 104.3 WQAM. There are clips of you and I both, Vlad, saying, you know what? Although somewhat unorthodox and somewhat confusing to us, we're going to let Peter Bendix cook. We let him cook. And right now, it smells good. Haven't had the finished product yet, but give him a little bit of credit right there. This team looking pretty good, and they go to a sweep of the Cardinals. Interesting, the Cardinals and the Marlins going into the season were projected as two of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, and they've been kind of some of the better teams in Major League Baseball. So you got to feel good about that.
Are they in, they surpassed them for the wild card, right?
For the
Marlins, yeah, Marlins are tied for the last wild card spot with San Diego right now.
There you go. San Diego's got some issues.
They got rocked last night by the Dodgers.
I watch a lot of these West Coast games because I get home late and they're on. Apparently, Manny Machado's batting like 140 or something like that.
Yeah, Manny Machado's looking washed right now.
And I mean, Fernando Tatis, he's trying to figure things out. But nonetheless, this isn't a San Diego show, but you know, if they want to send us to a game on their company dime, we'll be more than happy to go out to the Gaslamp District and Mission Beach and hang out La Jolla, hang out there, man. But no, for right now, we're just happy to get Marlins tickets and go to Marlins games and have a good time. One World Cup game today. Canada, South Africa. You get what you get at 3:00. I'm going to try to keep an eye on that game just to kind of see, you know, get my soccer fix for the day. Then after that, you get Marlins and World Cup, and then your evening's pretty free tonight. You might have to spend some time, quality time with the family. That's one of those days you walk in. All right, kids.
No, I got Yankee. I got Yankee Red Sox.
Okay, is that the Sunday night game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, okay. Well, if you're not a Yankees Red Sox fan,
we're about to get swept. It's a 4-game sweep. Yeah, we've lost 3, so we need to win this.
Hate to lose 3, especially to your rival.
Yeah.
But this is one of those days that if you're not a Yankee Red Sox fan, you go in there, you know what, kids, family time. Can't get rid of old dad or your other, you know, your family members. You got to love each other. Come on, gather around.
Yeah, just take him to get some ice cream.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about quality time. It's about the quality of what you get. Ice cream, pizza. If it's the old man, you get a beer, have a good time. It's one of those things. No, I'm not playing board games. I don't want to play board games.
Why don't you go to the front porch and read some old time stories?
Just tell stories. That's what I like to hear.
Read some Aesop fables.
Oh, there is some Aesop Rocky. I was like, ooh.
Oh, no. I love a bad chick, you know.
That's true. So we got the Marlins. They are playing today. They continue their role. Like, it's so interesting. The Marlins continue to play like this. What do they do at the trade deadline? Interesting. Do you get more pitching? Do you get more hitting?
You definitely got to get more pitching.
Hitter?
You definitely got to get more pitching.
Stowers is coming around, but you need more pitching, more power. The pitching's been good.
No, you need more pitch, bro. Their starting pitch has been going down. There's been a lot of bullpen games,
but they've been good.
Okay, cool. But if you get a starting pitcher, then that way a guy that can go a legit 5-6 innings, that way you don't have to put so much stress on your bullpen.
I heard the other day when I was Steven Strom and Jack McMullen, who you'll hear very soon on the call of the game, talking about might be a bullpen day on the second day against the Cardinals, which might be okay because the bullpen days have been pretty darn good for the Marlins lately.
That's cool, but it's a long-ass season. We're at the halfway point. So if you're content, you're still winning, you're contending. There's going to be some days you like, especially towards the end of summer, those dog days in August and going into September. You want those arms to be fresh.
Believe in the farm system. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, maybe get some more. I mean, honestly, I don't know if they need more starting pitching. It seems like just more rotational guys or more guys, you know, that can pitch middle innings and stuff like that.
I got to give Clayton McCullough credit. He's doing a great job. What was kind of shaky in May is looking very good in June.
And there's going to be ebbs and flows to every season. Like your Yankees right now, they're losing a bunch of games. Marlins are hot. There was times this season where everybody was like, oh, the Marlins are cooked. You know, you're going to have ebbs and flows. People get upset sometimes and tell me my team sucks. I'm like, give it a little bit of time. It's going to be okay. They'll, what you call it, either digress or regress to the mean, you know.
Pretty much.
I've said it since the very beginning. This team's going to be around 500, and they're going to try to make a run at the end of the season and get into the wild card. That's exactly what they've done. I'm going to stick with that. Last year, you asked me, you think the Heat are going to make a run? I said, no, because for the past 3 years, they've done the exact same thing. They won 6 games in a row. People started getting on me. Then they lost 6 games in a row. And I said, well, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Now, this Heat team, they can get LeBron James. I'm telling you. I don't know, shooters be darned. No, I'm joking. They're going to, let's see how this roster fills out, but it is an exciting roster.
I love how you said shooter be darned.
You know me, always editing myself. This Dolphins team, we'll figure it out. We don't know what Malik Willis has. We know what Malik Washington has, unfortunately, but we don't know if Brandon Ayuk's coming or not. He's not coming, but we'll figure it all out. Brandon Ayuk. When I said Brandon Ayuk, you just went ballistic, and then just started laundry listing the, what would you call it, sins against his team that he did. Like, what makes you think? Like, there's nobody around you that's like, it's probably not a good idea to publicly call out a team that's paying you money like this. I dare you to cut me. You called him a certain word online too.
Ayuk?
Yeah. He goes, I dare you to cut me. Are you too
kitten?
Yeah. Just put it out there.
Yeah, he said, are you too kitten to
That's
dude, he's donezo, bro.
He's
like,
crazy.
no. Like, I mean, unfortunately, yes, that's the word. He definitely needs to be checked out, not only physically but mentally, to see what's going on. You can't put a guy like that in your locker room. Let me ask you a question, bro.
Yes.
Don't know. Let me check the seat before I ask you this question.
Uh-oh.
But since he returned last season, would you not take a flyer at Darren Waller again? Maybe
I would. Yeah.
Because I'm looking right now. He's still a free agent. He came back last year after missing the NFL for a year and a half, too, to get his situation situated, his life situated. I thought he was a tremendous positive in the locker room while the team was going down, and the fact that he was able to resurrect his career like that, I'm shocked that he hasn't been signed yet. I know he's a vet, so a guy like him can just go on, walk into any training camp and whatever team signs him, and you would think
even maybe the Los Angeles Chargers would sign him because Mike McDaniel's familiarity.
I just thought he would have been signed right now. We're getting towards that point where, okay, training camp's about to open. Where are you going to be at?
We did sign Greg Dulcich, though, so apparently they believe in him. But the thing about Waller is if you can get him at the right price and if you can understand what you're going to get from him, he's not going to play every game. He's not going to play every down, but he's going to help you out when he can. And that's what you have to enter into when you get Darren Waller. There may be some mental or physical health days that he has to take. So maybe that's the kind of buyer beware that's kind of scared some teams off, but I'm all for getting it sounds crazy, a high character guy like Darren Waller, because he is now. He's kind of really
he was great, man.
He has reinvented himself, redeveloped himself into a high character guy that everyone in the locker room respects for multitudes of reasons. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. And you know what? Like I always say, the more talent you can put on a team, the better off. You can figure it out when you got talented guys. So we'll see, though. You never know with this organization, though. They have said nothing. And like I said, Darren Waller could be waiting. Maybe he doesn't want to go to some of these mini camps, wants to just sign and stays in shape and stays ready. We'll see. So it'll be interesting.
I'm just thinking about what any type of talent, any type of receivers that the Dolphins could add.
Yeah,
to help Malik Willis. Because when you started saying, I was like, damn, they've really got no receivers. When you mentioned it this weekend, I'm like, you start thinking about it, really, like, damn, you're right. They got nothing.
I mean, we've gone through it. I mean, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, Malik Washington. Those right now are your big three.
Put it this way: if you were playing a video game, you were playing Madden, you would create yourself and then give yourself all the sliders and attributes, and then put yourself on the Dolphins team, and probably be better than the.
And then you add in Jalen Reagor, Terrence Marshall Jr., Caleb Douglas, Taj Washington, and then your only hope is that Chris Bell, who we're hearing is not even going to be ready to play because of his injury until like week 4 or 5 of the season, can come off of injury, an ACL injury, and be your full-time guy. That's a lot of wishing and hoping and praying right there.
That's tough.
That is tough. And I understand Malik Willis. Devon Achane's going to come out of the backfield and catch some passes. I understand you got Greg Dulcich, who will be your number one tight end. But still, is that the weaponry if you're Malik Willis when you're getting behind the line, being like, all right, here we go.
There's going to be a lot of eight-man fronts against that.
That's what I was saying. Well, so what's so wrong about believing in your offensive line, which you built with first and second round picks?
You can't give Devon Achane.
And you got Devon Achane.
You can't give him 400
I was like,
carries.
go old school and run the ball down people's throats.
He'll be crushed if you give him 400 carries.
Well, yes. Number one, you're going to murder Devon Achane. Number two, Ollie Gordon II, kind of unproven, didn't get a lot of carries last year. Number three, they are going to stack the box and dare you to throw to your 5'8" receiver. It's not being mean. That's me talking football.
What's funny is they got a 5'8". Wasn't that the thing that they were clowning the last regime for? They had small, short receivers.
It's kind of a carryover.
So they still carry that over in this. All right, man.
I think they're just kind of handcuffed with that whole thing, like I said, Chris Bell, a very interesting prospect, but at the same time, all you are is a prospect when you can't play.
Okay.
I've seen the greatest players of all time, would have been the greatest players of all time, but they never got healthy. Well, then they're not one of the greatest players of all time. What is it? The availability is ability?
The best ability is availability.
It's a true story, man. It's a true story. But we shall see. And of course, if you're a tennis junkie, you're about to get a whole lot of tennis starting tomorrow as Wimbledon begins. And Serena going to be returning at 44 years old to play center court on Tuesday.
Yeah, because it could be grand opening, grand closing.
It could be at 44. They just can't quit the game. I don't blame them. She's going as a wild card.
Leave the game
as a singles and a doubles player. So it's good for the game. It's exciting. And Carlos Alcaraz is not going to be playing.
Yeah, he's missing
injured. So
second straight final.
Jannik Sinner hoping to
second straight major.
Yeah, Jannik Sinner hoping to clean up a little bit. So it should be.
Is Djokovic playing?
I think he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just. Francis Tiafoe, come on, man. Help us out a little bit.
I'm done with Tiafoe.
Give us reason to talk about you, bro. He always seems to underperform, man.
I'm done with him.
Okay, don't be done with Francis Tiafoe. What about Taylor Fritz? I wonder if he and his I shouldn't say online dating app girlfriend are still together. That's why I like Taylor Fritz, because for a long time.
There's a Manti-Te'o situation?
No. He legitimately met a girl on his phone. They dated and they're together. They were together. They might be engaged now. I thought I saw something about that. No, it was real. They're probably on one of those premium sites. Though.
Blake, what's the guy? Who's the one that's dating Trinity?
Trinity Rodman?
Yeah, who's the tennis player that's dating the soccer player?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the carrot top looking guy.
Ben Shelton.
He's
dating Trinity Rodman? Good job, Ben Shelton.
You know that?
No.
Yeah.
I thought Ben Shelton was 18, 19 years old.
Nah.
Let me see. Now, Ben Shelton's younger. He's a youngin', man.
Nah, he's his girlfriend.
I mean, I don't know how old Trinity Rodman is. Oh, he's 23. Okay, he's a little older than I thought.
Yeah.
How old's Trinity Rodman?
I don't know, but they've been together. She's always at his matches.
Oh, that's cool. I usually want to talk about a woman's age, but she's around the same age as Ben Shelton.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just more worried about this U.S. men's soccer team right now. And then Inter Miami getting back. That's going to be fun. On the 22nd, we might have to make a trip out to that Chicago Fire game at New Stadium. And remember, real quick, New Stadium is a prep area. If you want to make donations to our great family and friends in Venezuela, you can go stop by New Stadium and they will prompt you where you can drop off supplies to help out that great country in their time of need. We might have to go out there, man. This Inter Miami team has to. They're better than last year's team. They have to. Look what Messi's doing to the world right now. He's got to be able to win an MLS championship, maybe a Leagues Cup too. That's not a lot to ask. I'm sorry. And we'll get Daniel Solana back on when some of the soccer fervor calms down.
You sure we're gonna get him back on? He might be hurt, man.
Daniel Solana? Oh, yeah. That's why you got to let him.
Let
the wounds heal a little bit now.
You got to let them,
his
mourn.
Team,
you got to let them mourn.
His team was a bottom 3 in the World Cup this year. Panama, Uruguay, and maybe, those two really stood out as really bad this year. But you got good stories like Cabo Verde. They're playing Argentina. Good luck. I watched that Argentina.
There's gonna be some beautiful people down here.
That Argentina, that's here in South Florida on Friday. But that Argentina team, man, God, Lord.
What?
They're good.
Yeah.
They might be favorite.
It should be.
It's a coin toss between them and France. So
Should be.
France is loaded, but France knows how to.
What is the best round of 32 game, you think?
Netherlands and
I think Croatia versus Portugal might be the one.
That's going to be a close one, yeah. Portugal has underperformed for sure. Yesterday they looked kind of dead in the water for most of the game.
I think that was a great game by both teams.
James Rodriguez, he showed some signs.
It's the game I expected. I told you it was going to be a tie.
You were right. I thought it would be like 1-1 or 2-2, something like that.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I knew it was going to be a tie. Like both teams are not going to. They'll try to play to win, but they'll also realize they don't need to lose.
Once again, rules are rules, but a pinky toe cost Colombia a goal? A pinky toe?
It's a pinky toe.
Man. It's like Harlem Nights in this thing, man. My pinky toe.
Have you seen some of these goals that are not allowed by some of the offside penalties? Like, come on, be like my heel? My heel. Now you say pink, like the most minuscule of margins of being called back.
Technology, man. And like
Gotta love it.
In the United States, we believe a penalty should be something that's an unfair advantage. In soccer, a rule's a rule. Doesn't matter if it gives you an advantage. It doesn't matter if it hinders you.
We've seen
rules are rules.
We've seen goals taken away that a team thought they were going to be able to advance to the round of 32, and then it's taken away from them, and now they're back to hoping that they can get in with the points being with a wild card.
So two big things today. The Marlins look to continue their hot streak this month against the St. Louis Cardinals. That's coming up in actually a couple of minutes. The pregame with Steven Strom and with Jack McMullen. And of course, we've got South Africa, Canada in the round of 32. For Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Later,
Slug.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore